Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to be once again talking about Hasan Piker. Now we've talked about him a couple times in the past month or so, mainly due to his crash outs over Asmongold, as well as his appearance on the...
Honestly, I haven't been following it super well, but all I know is that Hasan Piker cannot stop talking about Asmongold. It's kind of sad.
Trash Taste podcast. And today we got pretty much a mixture of all those things.
By the way, what the fuck is that profile picture? It's fucking awful. Bro, that's so fucking weird.
More crashing out over anime, crashing out over Asmongold, and some crashing out over Asmongold's favorite creator. Me, apparently. Yeah, well, at least according to Hasan Piker.
You can't take Hasan Piker seriously. That's the thing. Hasan Piker just says what he needs to say in order to get a riot. You know, get a riot going. And to get people on his side. That's it. So you can't take him seriously ever. And also, I know what he's... I think I know what he's gonna talk about, because I have been following this anime news on Reddit. I saw it on Reddit, and apparently something is about to get banned, something about, you know, lollies and whatever, and, you know, yeah, sure, of course you support it, right? Like, there's no reason to have lollies in anime. There's no reason, especially not sexualizing them. That's the thing. You don't have to sexualize anything about them. Whenever anime does that, like, dude, it's just weird.
But yeah, before we get into the most recent clips, let's understand the mindset this man is in currently. He's not doing too great.
Mindset? He's in a lot of mindsets simultaneously. That's what's going on.
The last month or so, it's been a lot of bad news, okay? First, the Trash Taste podcast appearance, as you can see, dislike bombs into oblivion, tens of thousands of negative comments.
I have no idea what that is about. We love sweaty anime, man. I don't know what this is about. However, it's about damn time. It's about time people trash on Hasan. And by the way, I'm not out to get anyone. I don't want to harass anyone. I don't want to dox or anything like that. I don't like any of it. However, a person like Hasan that spreads misinformation, that spreads propaganda, that spreads hate, and etc., he should not have a platform like this. I'm all for free speech, and everyone should get a chance. But Hasan, he has had many chances. He has had a lot of chances, and he has not used those chances wisely. But it doesn't matter, because he seems to be immune to all of it, like, for some reason. But you know, I don't watch his content, so it doesn't really affect me that much. Like, he exists, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people worse than him that exist and have a platform, and it's like, it's whatever. It's always gonna be there.
About him, this was in part, in a small way, a repudiation of their choice to bring him on the podcast, but mainly the backlash was just a way to express people's repudiation of Hasan Piker, and this video was just the lightning rod for that. Then shortly after, he was banned for a whopping day on Twitch.
No, actually, that is false. He was not banned for 1 day, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. He was banned from the time he went offline to the time he went online again. That's how long he was banned for. As soon as he went offline, off of stream, he was banned. And right before he started his stream, the day after, he got unbanned.
After drawing some controversy for encouraging violence against a sitting U.S. senator. And then, a couple days ago, more against...
I mean, hey, maybe the time between him being offline and back online was 1 day, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. But what does it matter if a person wasn't going to be online anyways? Like, is it really a ban if it's for 1 single day and you can just start the stream a little bit later?
A sitting U.S. senator. And then, a couple days ago, more bad news for Hasan. The United States is dropping bombs on Houthi pirates in Yemen, which I don't know if Hasan has checked on his boy Luffy over there, you know, his favorite Houthi terrorist who likes One Piece, which gets Hasan very excited. Also, he's not just someone who's called Luffy by Hasan, but also a modern day Anne Frank. But this is the one that I think really made him crash out the last couple of weeks, and it's Asmongold.
Look, Asmongold makes a lot of people crash out because Asmongold, because of the way he is, because of the way Asmongold is. Asmongold doesn't take like a very strong side on things, usually not, and that's okay. He tries to keep things fair, logical. You know, he thinks about things before he says them, usually. So that's probably what really gets these people like Hasan. Because Hasan has been trash talking Asmon, but Asmon doesn't care. He still tries to be fair and logical about things and doesn't really include the trash talk into his algorithm, if you will, into the equation. So that probably gets on his nerves. I would believe so. So yeah, that's probably why.
Okay, for those who don't know, they've had disagreements for a long time now, but about a month ago, maybe a little...
Not really. They haven't really had disagreements. It's just that Hasan disagrees with almost everything Asmon says, and Asmongold agrees with half of what Hasan says and half disagrees with. That's about it, honestly.
More than that, Asmongold dethroned Hasan Piker as the top political streamer on Twitch. This is a title that, again...
I mean, did he really? I know Asmongold has become more and more political, but he's always been bigger. He has always had more viewers, no matter what he talks about. So it doesn't really matter if it goes from, I don't know, it doesn't really matter if it goes from Pokemon to Elden Ring or to politics. People are going to follow him because Asmongold does everything. He covers everything or anything. He covers anything he wants to. So he has created a community that is both critical of him and supports him, no matter what.
Only Hasan cares about, and it's clearly affected him. It's bruised his ego, and now when anything happens ever, his immediate response is to think about Asmongold. Okay, we've seen many different examples, like a viral tweet.
Honestly, it wasn't that surprising to me. It was actually more surprising to me that this didn't happen earlier, because Asmongold has always been controversial, and Asmongold has always been the masturbator, you know? And he's always been able to kind of trigger people without trying to trigger them.
We can go off.
But I'm glad.
He's thinking to himself,
I'm glad it's happening.
What does Asmongold have to say about this? He hears a creak in the floorboards of his $3 million socialist-approved mansion, and he thinks, is that Asmongold? He sees a rat in the corner of one of his brothels he visits. He thinks, is that Asmongold? Now, I have one about Houthi pirates too, but I think that one's a little too spicy. But you get it, okay?
By the way, there's been a lot of controversy with Hasan, of course. And one of them being like he was in a brothel and something was happening, like something illegal. I think it was like kidnapping or sex trafficking or something like that. Anyways, it doesn't mean Hasan was a part of it, but something about Hasan. And I was correct on Dr. Disrespect as well. I never watched Dr. Disrespect because something about him just made me feel the ick. You know, I was just like, and I know it's wrong to judge a person for nothing, but this is just my intuition. My intuition said there's something going on. There's something wrong with this guy. So I never watched him. And sure enough, pedophile. Hasan, I'm not saying that he's anything. I'm just saying that there are multiple reasons why I don't watch Hasan. The number one being that he's just annoying. He's just really annoying. But another one is that I just get the bad vibes. I just get these really bad, not creepy vibes, not like Dr. Disrespect, but more like, I don't know. He has the crazy eyes. You know when men say like as a joke, like, oh, she got the crazy eyes. He got the crazy eyes.
Okay, pretty much any time he goes live and something happens or something's brought to his attention, he's making it about Asmongold. Yeah, always. And that's no different with this tweet right here. So we talked about this yesterday, this situation.
I've seen this tweet. Honestly, why wouldn't why wouldn't Hasan make it about Asmongold? Why not? Asmongold, he watches a lot of things, and he watches anime streamers, anime content creators, and of course it's being used against him, like everything, like everything. Every single thing Asmon says, or any content creator says, is used against them. Always. Always will be. That's the thing.
With these Texas senators and a bill that is very controversial. I went in depth about my feelings about this bill and how I think people like Dexerto are really misrepresenting what's actually going to happen with this bill and are fear-mongering.
Yeah. So, unanimously passed a bill that, if signed into law, could make several games, anime, and manga series illegal to own in the state. Obscene depictions of a minor or someone who looks like one. So, obscene, like, I haven't read this article to an extent. Like, I haven't read this article fully, so I don't know what obscene means here. However, if obscene means sexual, then I completely agree with this thing. Then I completely agree with this ban or bill.
For clicks, but you can check out my video from yesterday if you want some more detail on that. But the point is, a lot of people are talking about this right now, including Hasan Piker, who saw this and immediately thought of Asmongold, as well as his favorite lolly VTuber, me apparently. So let's give this clip a listen.
I saw this Dexerto article, and I'm actually very excited for Asmongold to finally fucking chime in about how censorship is unacceptable.
He would chime in, by the way. I'm pretty sure he chimed in before the stream was even made, and Asmongold said that this is a bad bill.
Texas senators have unanimously passed a bill that, if signed into law, could make several games, anime, manga series illegal to own.
Look, and look at me. Look at my reaction. I said prior to this, like, I agree with this bill if this and this and this, then it's a good bill. But if not, then it might have complications, right? And then I hear him say, Asmongold says he doesn't agree with this bill, thinks it's a bad bill. What do I say? Okay. Okay. I'm open to hear his opinion. I'm open to hear why it is a bad bill. You know what Hasan would do if he heard that? You can guess.
In the state, the bill bans any obscene depiction of a minor or someone who looks like one. And it's a very unique predicament because, like, I don't necessarily disagree with this decision, although I do understand how this will be used against everything.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with it, even though I know it's going to affect everything. That's a great take. But the point is, with Hasan, he's clearly just reading the headline of this Dexerto post, and he's not actually...
Here's the thing, though. Hasan is so far gone that he can't agree with anything that Asmongold agrees with. So he's just automatically gonna find a reason to disagree with Asmongold. Because why wouldn't he? He's biased against Asmongold because, like, I wouldn't say hates him, but he very much dislikes him, very much. And when you dislike someone, just like I dislike Hasan, you automatically try to find something to use against them or to disagree with them about, right? It always pops up. You gotta be aware of that.
Actually going into the bill, he's not actually going into the article or anything. He's just trusting the headline, like a lot of people did when this was posted. And just like those other people that I pointed out in yesterday.
What? Wait, I haven't read it. I thought he was gonna read it. Anyways, Hasan can't seem to keep Asmongold off his mind, this time pondering what Asmon thinks about the new Texas bill banning lolly. Where my Asmon head's at, it's awesome because Asmon literally lives in Texas and he has to now delete half his fucking library.
Today's video too, they weaponize this headline to try to go after people they don't like. And in this case, Hasan's going after Asmongold over this one section here that people are talking about. This is an addition to an existing statute.
Let's see. Let's go from the beginning here. Promotion of obscene visual material appearing to depict a child, be it enacted by the legislature of the state Texas, A person commits an offense if the person knowingly possesses, accesses with intent to view, or promotes obscene visual material containing a depiction that appears to be of a child younger than 18 years of age engaging in activities described by section 4321 A1B. Regardless, let's see, A1B. I need to see this. Regardless of whether the depiction is an image of an actual child, a cartoon, animation, or image created using an artificial intelligence application or other computer software. An offense under this section is a state jail felony. Got it.
Statute where they say regardless of whether the depiction is of an actual child, a cartoon or animation, or an image created using artificial intelligence, yada, yada, yada. A lot of people believe that this is a way to go after AI-generated images using kids, which obviously is exploitation, right? And something that should be outlawed. But a lot of the confusion regarding this section is remedied by the existing definitions in the statute this is adding on to. Like, they use certain phrases like actual child or indistinguishable from a real child. It seems very clear they're going after people using AI or deepfakes with children as the source, which is obviously exploitation and should be banned, like I've said.
Yes, of course.
But in this case, I think it's pretty obvious. And unless they give us an indication that once this is signed in, that they're going to remove those previous...
Look, I understand why this could be a bad thing for anime or anything relating to, you know, child acting or drawing children or whatever, you know. I understand how it could be a bad thing. However, this thing where young children are being abused with these AI images, it's outright disgusting. And it has to be handled ASAP. Yes, laws, they always ruin something else. It's just how it is. It's not easy to ban one thing, but not others. So I think this is an excellent way to ban things. Because yes, of course it's going to ruin a couple of things, like anime. But let me tell you something. If someone told me, right now, Thor, there's this new law going on across the entire world that says children in any form, be that in real life, in movies, TV shows, anime, cartoons, anything. If these children are created in a sexual manner or in some disturbing manner, then it is illegal. If someone told me this, then I would be okay with it. You know why? Because sure, it will ruin a couple of animes that I watch, just because it has children in them, not because you know they're being sexualized. Maybe because in a couple of animes you see like cruelty, you see poverty, and that might be illegal from now on. Even if it ruins a couple of those animes, I would still be fine with it because it's for the greater good. It's for the children that have been victims of these AI images, these disgusting AI images. Honestly, fuck anime at this point. Like, yes, I watch a lot of anime, but fuck it. It doesn't matter to me. You know, even if it ruins half of my anime, just because no children are allowed in any anime whatsoever, I would still be okay with it. I would still be fine with it, because it is for the greater good of humanity, for children.
Definitions, I don't see how this is going to actually affect anything, but that's not the issue here when we're talking about Hasan and his view. He believes it's going to outlaw any content with fictional characters that are under 18. So we're going to base our reaction to what he believes and is using to weaponize these attacks on Asmongold. So if you look at what he's doing, a lot of the anime he enjoys would be outlawed by this. It's very hypocritical calls for censorship. Also, One Piece would be gone. It has fan service of underage characters. It would be 100% gone under this bill, and it would be very disappointing for him and his favorite Houthi pirate terrorists.
Luffy.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
The whole way.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. That would affect One Piece. So again, supporting this is supporting the idea that shows like One Piece should be outlawed, which is, I think, very, very hypocritical, and there's a lot more to dive into here as well. During his appearance on the Trash Taste podcast,
guys, some of these figurines might get banned.
yes, he said Blue Lock is an anime he enjoys a lot and describes it as a boys love anime and relishes in the tension between the characters.
There are so many animes out there. Nothing lasts forever, guys. I don't care. I don't care about my most favorite ones. It doesn't matter. I'll find new ones. You know. With or without lollies, I don't give a shit. It's not on my agenda. Like, that's how little I care about it. And that's how little they should care about it.
Characters, which are high school boys, by the way, which would be outlawed easily under this
if they are being sexualized.
Proposed bill or the interpretation of this bill. And on top of that, you go to the actual full podcast itself. He also
What are those? What are those? Are those underage? At least one of them has to be. Has to be.
also talked about Dandadan and said that he's really enjoying that series, which 100% would be affected by that interpretation of the Texas bill. And on top of that, you keep going here for a second and you notice that
why is this such a big deal? Are they all in Texas? Is that what's going on?
Behind his comedically small head for his body, you see a lot of figures back here, right?
There we go.
You can make the argument that a lot of these would be hypocritical to be okay with if you're Hasan,
Perhaps.
but this one's the easiest right here. So if you actually go to the source here, it's Riaz Gremory from High School DxD.
High School DxD.
So this figure would be basically
I know that one. That was one of the first animes that I watched when I was like 15 or something. And again, I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm telling you, if this was banned, I wouldn't care.
the embodiment of a show that would be outlawed in Texas. But he's okay with all this stuff because it's spiting Asmongold, and I think that's pretty obvious. It's a lot of hypocrisy just to get an own on someone you don't like online. But let's continue with the clip here.
To be fair, though, that's not his toy, right? He's just in an episode.
Just to get an own.
I want to know where my Asmon heads are at on this one.
Asmon heads.
Rent free, dude. Right back to Asmongold. Nothing can happen without it getting tied right back to him.
God damn.
It's awesome because Asmon literally lives in Texas, and he has to now delete half of his fucking library if this is the case.
That's awesome.
It is what it is, dude. So what happens? What is his take? I'm sure he had to cover this.
He did. And he said, based on this interpretation, it's bad. It's unnecessary censorship, even though he doesn't like some of the things that would be protected as a result of his own viewpoint.
The unique
I mean, that's the good thing about Asmongold. He doesn't just take everything at face value. He looks into it, and he doesn't have to completely agree or completely disagree with anything. He can just nitpick things, you know, and that's interesting. You know, it's interesting to hear. I'm not the one to like. I don't even do it. Like I said, I wouldn't care if the bill ruined half of my animes. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to protect the kids. That's it, you know. So to me, it doesn't matter. So I'm taking the side. You know, I'm taking the side that it's a good bill. But it's a fresh thing to hear that someone doesn't completely agree with it and actually has opinions, right?
Literally after I said, "Hey, Asmon, there will come a time when this administration will take away something that you like, that you hold near and dear to you." And
why is he saying that? He's saying it like Asmongold loves lollies and sexualizes them. Here's the thing. Hasan is the only one sexualizing lollies because nobody else is doing that. For an example, I'm watching Rev Says Desu. I'm watching this guy. Not for a single second did I sexualize him in any way for his avatar. Not once. There's nothing to sexualize. Nothing at all. Nothing. So like, why is Hasan sexualizing all these things when nobody else is? It says a lot about him, you know? It says a lot.
And I'll see how you feel about free speech then. And then literally a week later, they're like, it's like Texas senators have unanimously passed the bill. Barely watches anime. I know he looks the type. No, dude, it's not about fucking anime. What are you talking about? It's video games as well. Asmongold's favorite content creator is literally a lolly.
Here's the thing. Number one, Hasan just made that up because Asmongold watched him like once or twice. And number two, he's still like in Hasan's head, all lollies are sexual. It's a pretty sick view to have.
I'm Asmon's top guy. Okay, that's a Sam Hyde reference. Don't let Hasan know about that. He'll be very upset and start pissing himself in fear. But anyways, yeah. I've been lumped in. I've become Voldemort status on his streams. He used to like name drop me when he was trying to call me out or slander me or stuff like that. Now I'm Voldemort. He just refers me as the lolly VTuber guy. And he has had this very weird obsession with tying me to Asmongold as some sort of an own. Which, first of all, responding to this, who cares if he reacts to my content? What does that mean?
Doesn't matter.
Is he like co-signing all of my opinions, or is he co-signing my beliefs, or like what does that have to do with anything? He reacts to a lot of people. Yeah. But this idea that like I'm Asmon's favorite creator, well, that would be a nice gesture. I am 100% sure that's not true. Okay?
It is not.
And I've appreciated the reactions from Asmongold, okay? I've been watching Asmongold
I'm his favorite.
For longer than I've been making YouTube videos, okay? Like I'm
his favorite, I'm his favorite, I'm his favorite. See? I said it 3 times and now it's true. I asked Trump.
Watching his old World of Warcraft YouTube videos and his OG streams years before I ever made a commentary video. So when last year in January or February, I believe, he started reacting to some of my content, I thought that was pretty cool. A full circle moment, if you will. But over the past year plus since then, I believe he's reacted to about no more than 24 of my videos. Which in the grand scheme of things...
I know, because I watch all videos. I watch all videos. Not just Asmongold's, I watch all videos. I watch everything I possibly can on the internet. So I know everything. Okay, I don't. But I know a lot. I know a lot.
He's reacted to thousands of videos during that time, and there's other content creators where he's reacted to 5-10 times that amount. Okay? And I don't say that to not be grateful. I appreciate it, and I definitely enjoy some members of his community that have come over as a result. They've been very good for my channel, and I appreciate them. But let's not act like this guy's watching me every single day and that I'm his favorite content creator. It's this very weird appeal to delusion, I guess, where they're trying to make us like bonded here. And it's totally ridiculous. And I don't understand why I've upset this guy so much that anytime anime comes up or Asmongold comes up, I come up. It's just very strange. But again, it's a very weird standard to make when you're basically saying, oh, you got some explaining to do on this topic because...
It's not that strange. The reason why Hasan always picks on him and Asmon is because he is an anime YouTuber, and Asmongold, he watches everyone. He doesn't discriminate anyone. That's what I'm trying to say, and it pisses Hasan off.
You react to videos of a guy who I don't like, or whatever he's trying to say here.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is weird, because we could apply the same logic to his appearance on the Trash Taste podcast. I mean, let's be honest. Looking at the room here, he was sitting shoulder to shoulder with lolicons. Like, it's not a secret at all. He was comfortable going on there, but apparently that doesn't matter. But Asmongold reacting to me somehow is a co-signing of something on the topic of anime in this bill. But we look at the people who are involved here, right? He was buddy. He's appeared twice on this podcast, okay? A lot of these guys got their start by leaning heavily into lolicon.
My little sister can't be this cute, but this time she draws lewd art and is 12. Oh my god. That is obviously being sexualized. Yeah. Obviously, like that's... No.
Lolicon stuff. Heavily, okay? Giguk, a lot of his biggest videos, talking about anime like Arrow Manga Sensei, and you can translate what it says here. My little sister can't be this cute, but this time she draws lewd art and is 12. Okay? I don't think this one would survive under the interpretation of the bill, by the way.
No.
But anyways, you even looked at... That was like 7 years ago, right? I'm just making a point. But if you look at the recent content on this channel, there's plenty of just average shows on here
Winter anime, best of anime.
that would fall under this bill, that are not controversial, things people would not have an issue with, but because of the technical language of this interpretation, they also would be affected. He wouldn't be able to...
I mean, not having an issue with something does not equal people supporting it. Okay? That's my take on it. Like, yes, look, yes, ReZero is an anime that I want to watch, but hey, if there are lollies in it that are being sexualized, then, and if it gets banned, then good riddance. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. If that's what it is, you know, doesn't matter.
Review.
Just make it without it. Just make animes without sexualizing children-like characters.
Content the same way. If he was under the effect of what we're talking about here, I mean, even looking at his banner, this is from Monogatari right here.
And right, look, I know it's controversial to put all the blame on creators and not on the people who like watching children, right? I get that. But here's the thing. There are a lot of pedophiles that have not done anything to children, and you can't put them in jail for nothing. So the second best thing to do is to just ban things that are disturbing, you know? I don't have anything against that. Like, why not?
Very heavy lolicon fan service type show, and then you have, of course, Evangelion here. We know how that ends and some of the themes in that.
No
goes
idea.
without saying. And then the other guy you got here is Joey, the anime man. Like, here's the question. Let's see his answer.
Your favorite lolly, and what anime is it from? Definitely Shinobu from the Monogatari series.
Like, literally.
Bro, how does he know the names of these? That's a bad sign, dude.
This is the exact character that Dexerto used as their image. She's literally an example of a 500-year-old lolly vampire, okay? Like, that's where a lot of the jokes come from. It's just very hypocritical. If you're going to chastise Asmongold for reacting to my videos, then people should be able to chastise you for appearing on Trash Taste. And also, all of this open hatred and calls for censorship.
You know, they have trust Hasan for it, by the way.
About anime, like, you're not surviving the tourist allegations. That's what a lot of people said your appearance on Trash Taste was. It was basically trying to capitalize off of anime fans, and a lot of people said it was very hollow and an attempt at basically trying to chase after anime fans and being a tourist, and it just doesn't look good. It doesn't help those allegations very much. But let's continue with the clip.
Content creator, a child, like a child VTuber.
Well, I'm as surprised as you guys. I just found out I'm a child. Yeah.
Would he say the same thing if his avatar was, I don't know, Powerpuff Girls? Powerpuff Girls, or if it was some popular cartoon that was a child? Would he have the same viewpoints? I don't think he would. Or his image of what a lolly is not the entire scope of it. It's just like this specific thing that is a specific anime style, specific body type, specific this and that, and that's what categorizes as lolly, and the rest doesn't, right? And that's not true. Like you said, a lolly could also be that fucking girl from High School DxD, but that's not his image of what a lolly is. So that doesn't count, right?
Yeah, what you're looking at, I'm a child. I thought I was an old male boomer, but now I'm a child according to Hasan Piker. You know, as always with this kind of stuff, if you're looking at this model, which, by the way, I use just for commentary videos, it's a choice of avatar for recording videos that I've never used this model in any sort of a way that's sexual or anything like that.
Exactly.
It's just an
There's nothing sexual about this character at all. Nothing.
Avatar to talk through. It's not that deep. But if you look at this and you immediately start thinking of children, I'm starting to think this is all projection, right?
Yes.
Like, what else could it be at that point?
Exactly.
It's just crazy
projection.
delusions. And
that's the word that I was looking for that I couldn't think of. It's projection. He's just projecting.
Trying to basically besmirch me and Asmongold over stuff that's complete lunacy.
Yeah, but in reality, the only person that is sexualizing children is Hasan saying these things.
His next video.
He immediately thinks that something's wrong with watching Rev Says Desu just because it's an anime character. And, bro, that's all I have to say about that. You know, that just sounds really wrong.
Oh, I think I'm gonna post. I gotta post that.
Well, spoiler alert, he did post it. Now, there's people in the community notes trying to propose some notes saying like, this isn't real, this didn't happen, which it's a joke. I don't think that's really what the notes should be used for, I guess. But anyways, he would post it, and there's another clip I want to watch with you guys here, extending upon these topics, a little bit shorter this time.
Hasan had a little bit more shots to throw, even when a chatter asked him if he should reconsider his spicy tweet directed at Asmongold. Asmongold calls me a terrorist supporter every day. He quite literary watches a lolly VTuber.
Dude is so fucking dumb, man. I hate the fascist propagandist, but he doesn't endorse that sexualized anime shit, which are the games in question, and stupidly swears that YouTuber isn't one. It will be used to paint you calling people pedos publicly who aren't, and ready shit you talk about dunks. What? Oh no, dude. Are you telling me that Asmongold fans are gonna yell at me?
So basically, some commenters trying to say, like, don't water down the term pedo, which he does all the time, to go after people over anime because it'll make you look bad. And then people will apply that same logic to you, which we could do with a bunch of...
Like I have been doing this entire video, by the way.
The anime he's talked about and said he's a fan of, but that's his reaction. He basically just doesn't care because, well, I don't care about pissing off Asmongold fans.
Brother, he watches a fucking... Asmongold calls me a terrorist supporter every day. The fuck are you talking about? He quite literally watches...
I mean, every day, no, but has he done that? Yes, he has done that multiple times. Sure.
Just a lolly VTuber.
And what? Where's he going with that? Like, what is the point? What is the own in this situation?
The own, according to Hasan, is that all anime characters that are children-like are sexual. That's Hasan's take.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather be known as the guy who reacts to videos of a lolly VTuber more than someone who's a terrorist sympathizer. I think that's a very fair thing a lot of people would agree on. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't really compare the two because one is kind of exaggerated and the other isn't, you know?
I think so. You know, maybe that's a super hot take, but I don't know what's being proven with this stuff. I don't know why.
Also, like, I'm just to be fair, Asmongold, he's been covering Trump a lot lately. And for some reason, like, I know he doesn't take care of the titles, the editing or anything, but the titles are kind of like very much right-wing and very much pro-Trump. And I know Asmongold didn't vote for Trump, but most of the things he says about Trump is like positive in a way. There are a couple of things that I like that Trump does, definitely. But there are also a lot of things that I don't like, and a lot of things that kind of makes Asmongold ignorant to support, or at least not openly to criticize. So honestly, Trump has been acting like a criminal ever since he became president again, and not a terrorist, but he's been terrorizing his neighbors. Canada, Mexico, and then he's been, you know, at war with China and Europe. And then he asks for help with egg prices. I don't know if that's true or not, but like, brother, calm down.
he's so hyper fixated on me in any of these debates. Like, make up your own mind about this stuff. I'm sorry you got a misinterpretation of the situation from Dexerto. But yeah, you're just running with it for absolutely no reason. Now, we've been talking about Asmongold in this situation and his take. And he did give a take. And I think it's a pretty fair take on the situation. So let's play that and let's listen to what he has to say.
Problem? Sure. So this is the issue, right? Ideologically, I support this. Like, I don't like lollies. I don't like the underage sexual depictions of underage characters, right? I don't like this. But the thing is that the reason why the real thing is like actual child sexual abuse material, the reason why it's illegal is because there's a victim of it, right? Yes. There's a victim of it, and that victim is then like, there becomes an ecosystem that encourages more victimization if that content.
I understand what he's talking about, but I would argue that at least some of this lolly cartoon thing would also encourage it. For an example, you can take for an example, most anime comes from Japan, and Japan has a weird culture around this. This is not just in Japan, this is also in Scandinavia in some places, of course. But it's definitely, it definitely affects the art that is anime. And you cannot deny that. You cannot deny it. So, isn't the lolly anime a result of something that is inherently bad? I would argue that it is. And I would argue that it existing for people to watch could encourage people to do something. It would, at the least, keeps it around. All right, at least it keeps it around, and I don't like that. It's like the same thing when some of these psycho sociopaths that have the urge to kill, they start by killing animals or torturing animals, and then they go to a bigger praise, right? To me, that's kind of the same thing with any predator.
That owning it and, like creating it or putting it out there is bad because it creates an ecosystem that causes real people to get hurt, right? And so based off of that logic, you can't apply that logic to anime because anime isn't real people.
Yes, you can. You can apply that to anime, just in a more vague sense. Just like I said, it can increase the likelihood of someone getting used to it and then wanting to try this stuff out in the real world.
So I'm very, very torn on this. And I like, in a way, I wish that there was a way that you could do this, but I don't know if...
See how I can disagree with Asmongold without calling him a pedophile? See how I can hear his opinion and disagree with him without going crazy? That's called being a reasonable person.
There is a way that you can do this without it being stupid.
So basically, Asmongold said...
Like, I don't agree that it's stupid, but I understand what he's talking about. I understand where he's coming from. Yeah, sure.
Pretty much what people like me have tried to say is the fairest opinion on it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like lolly or underage characters in anime. He doesn't like it. It grosses him out. Totally fair. He just doesn't see how it's actually harming or exploiting anyone in real life, and there's no proof to support.
There's a lot of these cases where you can't really prove that something did something, but it's because it's so complex. Like, for example, when it comes to drug addicts, you can't really prove what caused them to become drug addicts. You just know that they're addicted to meth, But what caused it? Was it the meth, or was it something that they tried beforehand? It's tough to say, because most people start with either alcohol or cigarettes. And yes, you might have heard in school that people start out with weed. That's a load of horse shit, okay? People usually start with drinking or smoking cigarettes before trying weed. And then some people just keep going and keep going and keep going until they're hooked on meth or something. And what's it to blame? Is it the meth to blame? Or is it the alcohol or the cigarettes? I'd argue alcohol and cigarettes. So if we use the same logic, it doesn't hurt anyone, right? It's not real characters, so it doesn't hurt anyone. I do not agree. And there are also like these lolly hentai things that exist and they are banned. And there's a reason why they're banned. It's not because it's hurting someone. It's not because these characters are not real. However, it is a gateway. It's like a gateway drug. They start with anime, and then they go into the lolly anime, and then they get comfortable with that. And then they go into hentai, they get comfortable with that. Then they go into the lolly hentai, they get comfortable with that. And, maybe then they start looking out for actual child. Imagine if alcohol and cigarettes were unobtainable to children. How few of them would actually become drug addicts? And the same with this. Imagine if they would just cut off the gateway drug of lollies or child. Like these people that have it in their heads, but they don't know it yet. Imagine if they just never saw children being sexualized in any manner, ever. It would improve the situation significantly.
That's really all you have to ask in the situation. People have emotional responses to a fictional character in certain depictions, but when you ask them to try to sit down and rationalize why it'd be a good idea to like ruin people's lives over this stuff and criminalize it and act...
Criminalize it? Bro, can you really criminalize something if it's on the internet? Like without any censorship at all? You can't really do that, right? So you can't just put someone in jail just because he so happened to scroll Twitter and so happened to see a sexualized lolly. You can't do that. But if he has it in his computer, actively looking at it sexually, that's another story.
Act like it's the same as actual abuse material. Like, that's all we're really asking is for people to understand there's a difference between those two, and your emotional response shouldn't drive crazy outcomes like what is being interpreted from this bill. And when I see people support that while hypocritically consuming stuff that would also be outlawed by this bill, yeah, they're really dumb. Hasan Piker is someone who's consuming a lot of stuff that would also fall as something outlawed by that interpretation of the bill.
If looking at an anime with lollies is illegal and is the same felony as watching child pornography, then I understand the problem here. I wouldn't say it's fair to punish those who watch it because, like Asmon says, it's not harming anything. It's not a real person. However, I think it should be regulated to the point where 80-90% of people do not watch it. That's my take on it. But again, I also have the take that I wouldn't care if it was gone. If they just deleted it and it didn't exist anymore, then I would be happy. And I think Asmon and Rev Says Desu would probably agree with me on that. Hasan CRASHES OUT was amazing. He was exposed as a fake anime fan. What even is a fake anime fan? Why would you pretend to be an anime fan if you're not? Alright. Wow, 1 dislike? That's crazy. I'm giving him a like because I respect them for just having their own opinions and not being afraid to have it. However, I disagree with them, and I disagree with all 3 of them. What do you guys think? Honestly, I'm just a single person. I would like to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.